So come to seated and sitting tall. And let's take the hands to the knees. Let's take a big deep breath. And just start to feel into your body. So come into feeling into the parts of the body touching the mat. So just feeling into that. Maybe take your gaze to the floor. Or you can close your eyes if you want to here. Sometimes it's easier just to focus in with eyes closed. But if it feels too much, sometimes coming to complete stillness with your eyes closed can just feel like overwhelm. So just notice that and take your gaze softly to one point. So just start to feel into your body, feel into your breath. Just noticing any particular sensations. And just notice if you're holding any muscles, any tension. Just see if you can release that out. And it might be changing the cross of your legs slightly to release let your knees be heavier. Just feeling into that, noticing. Just getting a general awareness of how you feel. So just gently scanning through the body, starting from the top of the head. Scanning through all the way down to the tips of the toes. So you might take that really slowly. It might be a really slow scan. Really focusing on every part. It might be a much quicker scan through and you do it a few times. Just seeing if you can keep your focus in your body, noticing anything that might be going on in your body. And anything goes here. You might have feelings that we would call negative feelings. There might be other feelings that are more positive, but just seeing if you can feel into them rather than giving them labels. Just notice them, become aware of them. Just go with it. And then let's bring the focus to the breath. So start to lengthen the breath. Breathing much more deeply. And you might want to take a hand onto the belly just to feel that rise of the belly as you inhale. Fall as you exhale. Just really bringing that breath down. Making it as long as you can. So let's take 2 more slow, deep breaths here. Just notice where your focus goes if it does move away from the breath. Just gently come back to it. Then let's take the hands to the knees. We're going to gently open the eyes. We're going to start to move. So start to make some circles. So you're coming forward, arching through the spine, and then rounding. So it doesn't matter which direction you start in. We're going to go in the other direction as well. So just make some circles, and they might be really big circles. Might be something much smaller. Just feeling into your sit bones pressing down into the back, the waist, rib cage. So if you can stay with the breath, those slow, deep breaths. And adjusting as much as you need to. If you need to move your feet, change the cross of your legs. And just really focusing in on your body again, noticing how it feels this morning. Let's go in the other direction. It might feel more awkward in this direction. So just feel into that, go with it. Might be lots of cracking and creaking. I feel like I'm falling apart at the moment with all the cracking and creaking. And then let's come back to center. Let's sit tall again. We're going to reach the arms up. Big deep breath in. And then exhale to bring the hands halfway down, palms facing down. We're going to take it into a side bend. So take the hand down, reaching up and over. Keep the sit bones on the floor. Big deep breath here. You can let your head be heavy if you want to here. Let it move. Let's reach up again and take it to the other side. Again, moving the head as much as you want to. It might be that you keep it really still and that feels good. You're reaching, feeling into the side body. Let's lift again. Bring the hands back to shoulder height. We're going to cactus the arms and then take some twists. So twisting towards the left side. So stay with the breath, just using the muscles in the back to help you twist around. Doesn't matter how far you come, just feeding into that. Stay with the breath. You can let the shoulders relax. Let's come around to the other side. So just using the strength of the muscles to take you into the twist. Let's come back to center. We're going to bring the feet flat to the floor. We're going to do some abs. So we're going to lean back slightly, just finding that position that feels like you're just engaging, those muscles are just engaging. And then we're going to tap the foot twice. So opposite hand, opposite foot. We're going to go with that. So it feels easy to start with. Give it some time. So keep breathing. Changing sides. You can always start to sit back further if you want more. So stay with the breath. An option to stay here, or you can lift the feet. So both feet are lifting. You're tapping twice each side. Stay with it. And feel into those muscles switching on, that heat being generated. Maybe you sit back further. You might want to come up. So releasing whenever you need to. I'm going to do 2 more on each side. Keep breathing. And then release the feet to the floor. We're going to roll all the way down. Take a full body stretch. Stretch out the abs. Big deep breath. And then let's sit up. So keeping the legs straight if you can. If you need to, bend the knees. I'm going to sit up and see if you can come to stand. You sort of need to get some momentum here. I've just lost my momentum. Let's go for it. So standing up, if you can. Let's reach to the sky. And then exhale. Take hands through heart center. And let's fold down. So chin to chest. Coming all the way down. Take feet hip distance, pressing them into the ground. Let's take a twist. So we're going to take left hand to the floor, right hand lifts. You can bend into that left knee. Maybe you work with straightening the legs, but just feeling into it. Don't need to take it too far. Slow, deep breaths. And let's change sides. Take it over to the other side. Bend into the right knee. Deep breaths. Let's take it down. And we're going to step it back. So take hands to the floor. We're going to step it back to downward facing dog. So just walking out your dog. Press into your hands. Spread your fingers. Just finding your version of down dog. Lengthening through the spine. So let your head be heavy. And then let's walk the feet a tiny bit closer. I'm going to take another twist. So taking right hand to the outside of the left ankle. And again, you might bend the knees, looking under that left armpit. So feeling into the twist. Let your head be heavy still. Stay with the breath. Slow, deep breaths. Let's come back to center. Take it over to the other side. So left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Slow, deep breaths, looking under the right arm. Let's come back to center. Let's walk the feet a tiny bit further back. And we're going to come into a body roll. So we're going to exhale to round through the upper back, up onto the tiptoes, rounding forward. And just as shoulders go over wrists, bend the knees. We're going to lift back up. So try and go as slowly as you can. Let's do that again. Up onto tiptoes as you exhale, round through the upper back. And then bending the knees, lifting back up. Really find that length in the spine. Let's do one more. Rolling forward. You can always release the knees down if you need to on your way back up. Find that length, arch the back, lifting high. Let's roll forward again. This time we'll come to our high plank. Again here, releasing the knees whenever you need to. I'm just feeling into the muscles in the backs of the legs, finding that long straight line from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. And let's have a rock forwards and backwards. So staying with the breath. Releasing down whenever you need to. Keep pressing into the hands. And then let's release knees, untuck the toes, and slowly lower chest and chin down. Coming all the way down. Let's lift to a low cobra. So turning those back muscles on as you lift up. Engage the glutes. Maybe hands lift off. Let the shoulders relax down. Exhale to release. Let's come up again. This time pressing the hands gently into the floor. Just feeling into your lower back. Tucking tailbone just to give you that bit of extra space. Breathe into it. Releasing down with the exhale. And then one more time, lifting again. Keep the feet pressing down into the floor. And coming up as high, if you can come to up dog, come to that. But just feeling into your lower back. It doesn't matter how high up you come. Just warming it up, feeling into it. And then let's look over the right shoulder. Look over the left shoulder. Let's come back to center. Release down and we'll take it back up to downward facing dog. So that might be through a child's pose, that might be through your plank. So lifting, come back to your down dog. Let's walk out our dog again. And then tiptoeing forward, let's come to ragdoll. Let the head be heavy. Have a sway. Just releasing out here. And then let's roll up through the spine, reaching the arms up. Let's come to our sun salutation. So exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, high to low. So knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in. With the exhale, looking forward, step or jump feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Lift the toes as you rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, high to low. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big deep breath in. With the exhale, looking forward, step or jump feet between hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. One more time, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step it back, high to low. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big deep breath in. With the exhale, looking forward, step or jump, feet between hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's take hands to the floor, step the left leg back. Low lunge, back knee comes down, top of the back foot. Lifting to the sky, so press down into the feet as you lift. Reaching the arms up. If you need to, you can take hold of the thigh, just supporting you here. So find that length in the spine. Engage the leg muscles, so really press down with the feet. Let's take some circles. Let's exhale to come forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale forward. Inhale, lift. Keep pressing into that front foot. One more time. Inhale, rise up. Let's release the hands down, step it back. Downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in here. Any movements you want to. And with your next exhale, let's step the left foot forward. Low lunge. Inhale to lift. So press into the feet, lift the fingertips up. Take a big deep breath here. And then exhale, come forward. Arm circles, reaching high. Exhale forward. Inhale, lift, keep pressing into that front foot. Exhale forward. Inhale, lift up. Let's release it down. We'll step the back foot forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's take hands to the floor. Step the right leg back this time. Low lunge. Lifting on the inhale. Reach high. And then exhale. Hands to the floor. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Big deep breath in. With the exhale, step that right foot forward, low lunge. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step the back foot forward. Inhale, rise to stand, lift the toes. Exhale, hands to heart center. So let's just take a moment here, feel back into the feet, pressing down. Just take a couple of slow, deep breaths, feeling into the heart beating. See if you can slow the breath right down, in and out through the nose. And then let's open the eyes, bring feet together. We're going to lift into chair. So reaching the arms up, sitting into your chair. So press the knees and the thighs together and just check you can see your toes. So maybe moving the hips back if your knees were all the way over your toes. Find it in your thighs. So big deep breaths here. Find that length in your spine again. One more big deep breath. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back. High to low plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's let the head be heavy. Take any movements you want to here. Always the option of a child's pose whenever you need it. And then let's bring feet together. Lift the right leg to the sky. So spread the toes, press through the ball of the foot. Exhale, knee to nose. So chin into chest, really rounding through the upper back like we did in the body rolls. Rounding the upper back, pressing into the hands. Let's lift high. Exhale, knee to right elbow. And we're going to drop it down to the wrist. So gently bringing it down, let's lift back to the sky. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Let's bring it down to the wrist. Lifting back to the sky. And then exhale to step it through. So coming into your crescent lunge. So bring feet hip distance before you lift. You can always bring the back knee down. Reaching hands up. So press into the feet. Reach the hands up to the sky. Really find it in your toes, pressing down. Let's take hands to heart center. Lengthen through the spine, inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. So left elbow to right knee. Always the option to bring that back knee down if you need to. So you're lengthening with the inhale through the spine. Exhale, gently twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Let's do one more. Inhale, lengthen, get really long. Exhale, twist. And then release it down. Let's release the back knee down. The top of the back foot. And we're going to take an aero lunge. Just because it's Sunday morning. So keeping the hands on the floor to begin with, we're going to lift the knee, the back knee. So press down into the top of that back foot. So just checking in the knee is over the ankle of this front foot. You might stay here, that might feel enough. If you feel like you want to, take the hands up to the thigh. So you're pressing your hands into that thigh, engaging the leg muscles, releasing down whenever you need to. So keep breathing here, those slow, deep breaths. Maybe hands reach to the sky. So take a big, deep breath. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Let's step it back. Downward facing dog. You might want to give that leg a shake. Shake it out, have a walk out of the legs. Big deep breath. And then let's bring feet back together. Lift the left leg to the sky. So spread the toes. Press through the ball of the foot. Exhale, knee to nose. So rounding through the upper back. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Let's lower it down slowly to the wrist. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee across to right elbow. Slowly slide it down to the wrist. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, step it through between the hands. Find your crescent lunge position. So feet come hip distance, it might be wider. And then lifting when you're ready. Always the option here to bring the knee down. So reaching hands to the sky. Stay with that breath. And then taking hands to heart center. Let's lengthen through the spine, inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. So right elbow to left knee. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, gently twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more time, inhale, lengthen, get really long. Exhale, twist. And then release it down. Let's release the back knee down. Top of the back foot. And we'll take our aero lunge on this side. So pressing into the top of that back foot. So trying to keep it as straight as possible when you lift the knee. So you might lift and stay here. Breathing into it, keeping it lifted for as long as you can. You might take hands to the thigh. So really press down into the foot if you're lifting. Both feet. Keep breathing. Maybe hands lift. You can have a try, always take them back down if you need to. One more big deep breath here. And then exhale, hands to the floor, step it back. Downward facing dog, give that leg a shake. Just walking out your dog again. Always the option of child's pose here if you need it. Take a moment. So just let your head be heavy. Feel into your breath. And then with the next exhale, we're going to step the right leg forward and come to warrior one. So the back foot's coming out to 45 degrees, bending into that front knee. Hip bones are turned towards that front foot as much as possible. Reaching up, so really press down with both feet. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And then let's open to a warrior two. So hands reach away. My mat's trying to run away from me. Reaching hands away, pressing into the feet. And then let's straighten the front knee, that right knee, and we're going to come into triangle. So tilt the hips back. You might want to step the back foot slightly closer. Reach as far forward as you can, and then take it down. So that right arm's coming down. You can take hold of the leg wherever it lands. Left hand lifts. And it doesn't matter how far down you come. See if you can avoid coming forwards or backwards. So come a bit higher and keep that length in the spine. So breathing here. You might want to take a micro bend in that right knee just to stop it from locking out. Big deep breaths. Keep pressing down with the feet. And let's lift with the inhale. We're going to turn towards that front foot. So we're going to step the back foot slightly closer. So that back foot's at 45 degrees. Let's take hands to the elbows, turn towards that front foot, so hip bones are facing forwards. Hands to the elbows, we're going to lengthen through the spine, and then exhale to come forward. So gently bringing the chest bone forward as you start to fold. So feeling it in the back of that right leg and just taking it down as far as feels comfortable. So feeling that stretch, just noticing when it feels enough and staying with it. So keep breathing. You might let the head be heavy, just to take you slightly deeper into it. Slow, deep breaths. Keep pressing into both feet. And then let's release the hands. We're going to keep the left fingertips down and reach the right hand up. So coming into a revolving triangle. So lifting that top hand. It might be that you bend into this front knee. So just finding that twist. Keep breathing. And then releasing down, let's take hands to the floor and let's step it back, downward facing dog. So walking up your dog, feeling into your legs, let your head be heavy again. And then with your next exhale, we're going to step the left foot forward, coming to your warrior one. So that back foot's at 45 degrees, hip bones towards the front, and we're lifting the fingertips up. So really press down into the feet. You can always take the feet wider if that feels more comfortable. Reaching high. Take a big deep breath here. And then let's open to warrior two. So exhale to open, reaching hands away. That back foot's parallel to the back of the mat. And then let's straighten that front knee. So that left knee straightening. Maybe hop the back foot slightly closer. And we'll come into our triangle. So tilt the hips back, reaching forward as far as you can. And then take it down. So the body stays still as the arms move. So left hand down, right hand up. Don't worry about how far you come down. Just finding it, finding that place where it feels enough. You can sit with it, breathe into it. Keep pressing into the feet, lifting with that top hand. Let's take one more big deep breath here. Reach up with that top hand. And then lifting back up. We're going to turn towards the front, step that back foot halfway up. So that right foot's at 45 degrees. Hip bones turn towards that front foot. Let's bring hands to the elbows behind the back. Lengthen through the spine, inhale. Exhale to gently start folding. So coming forward with the chest bone first. Keep that length in the spine as you fold. So gently, gently coming down, feeding into the back of that left leg. And just taking it as far as enough. Just taking it slightly further back, coming back up if you need to. So just notice if you're forcing it too much. Feel it in your body. Just being kind to yourself. Take one more deep breath. And then release the hands. We're going to bring the right fingertips to the floor this time. Lift the left hand up. So lifting it up. Coming into that twist as much as you can. Might be that you bend into that left knee. Just feeling into it. Notice if it feels shaky. Just go with it. Stay with the breath. Pressing into the feet. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Let's step it back. Downward facing dog. Feel free to take a child's pose. Have a reset. So taking any movements you want to. You might want to shake the legs out. Let the head be heavy. And then let's bend the knees. We're going to hop forward. So hopping to a squat. So taking the feet to the outsides of the hands. So it might be one big hop. You might be a frog. Maybe a couple of little hops like a bunny. So taking that squat, your own version. So it might be that you're quite high, you might be much lower. Just have a move here. It might be that you take hands to heart center and use the elbows on the knees. Just feeling into your hips. So moving about. Maybe coming onto the tiptoes, lifting the heels. And then option here to come into your crow. So if you already know just the word crow makes you go, no, I'm not doing it. You can come into your twists. So just gently lifting one arm and then the other. Releasing out whenever you need to. So if you're coming to crow, just bring the feet slightly closer. Hands to the floor, fingers are spread. And you're lifting the hips as high as you can to bring the knees to the backs of the arms. So you're making that shelf for the knees by bending the elbows. Keep looking towards the top of your mat. Might just be bringing the weight, just that sensation of bringing the weight into the arms is what you're working on. So have a little play if you want to here. Whenever you've had enough, you can come into a forward fold. So lifting the hips, come to your forward fold. Let the whole of your upper body release, relax. So coming to your forward fold if you haven't already. Let's just let the head nod, release out, and then slowly roll up through the spine. So slowly coming up, feeling into your spine as you roll. Let's roll shoulders back and down. Reach the arms to the sky. Big deep breath in. And then let's take hands through heart center. And let's come to tree pose. So taking the weight into the right foot, we're going to take the left foot to the ankle. So take your time here, stay with your breath, and when you're ready to, and finding a focus point, let's bring the left foot either to the shin or to the thigh. I can't remember the word then for a thigh. So just gently pressing the foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. So feel those muscles engage. So giving you that strong foundation. Feel into the bottom of that right foot, all four corners, the big toe, the little toe, either side of the heel. And then find that length in your spine. Feel yourself being lifted from your waist up. And then if you want to here, taking the hands up. An option to have a play at closing your eyes or changing your focus point. So just seeing what happens, seeing how your body helps you to balance if you're changing your focus point. It might be that you close your eyes, and you start to sway in the wind. You can always come back in. So have a play with it rather than trying to keep as still as you can. Which might be what you want to do anyway, and that's fine too. But if you feel like you want to have a play, if you keep falling out and you just want to see what happens, have an explore. And then releasing down, let's come to the other side. So take the weight into the left foot, right foot to the ankle. Let's take hands back to heart center. So just finding that stillness to begin with. Come to your breath. And then when you're ready to, taking the foot either to the shin or the thigh. Just noticing how it feels. And it might feel really different to when you've done it before. So just noticing, feel into your body. So notice if the thoughts take your focus, if you start to get wobbly. I find that if I start thinking, that's when the wobbles happen. Just noticing that, just being curious. Notice that you've gone into thought and that's why you've fallen out. So options to take the arms up. Maybe have a play with changing the focus point again. You might close your eyes just to see what happens, just for the fun of it. So notice if you hold your breath, come back to your breath. And releasing down. Let's come back to the tops of our mats. Let's inhale to rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Let's inhale, halfway lift. So find that length in your spine. Bring your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Exhale, fold. And then taking hands to the floor, let's step back to down dog. Walking out your dog. And then let's tiptoe forward. Cross at the ankles. Let's come to sitting. So let's take the feet back to the floor. And let's come up into boat. So we're going to bring feet together, knees together, and then lifting the toes. So you might take hold of the backs of the thighs. See if you can keep the length in the spine as you lift. You can always release the toes down whenever you need to. So maybe hands come either side. And then we're going to straighten the right leg. Let's inhale to center, straighten the left leg. Inhale, center. Always the option to take hold of the thighs if you need to. Inhale, center. Exhale, left leg straightens. Inhale, center. Exhale, right leg straightens. Inhale, center. Left leg straightens. Exhale. Inhale, center. Let's do one more round. Exhale, right leg straightens. Inhale, center. Exhale, left leg straightens. Shaky, shaky. Let's roll all the way down. Woo! Coming all the way down. Let's hug the knees in. Give them a squeeze. Have a rock side to side. And then let's take a full body stretch. So reach to the right side. Reach through the left side. And then let's take feet flat to the floor. We're going to come into our reclined half pigeon. So taking the right ankle to the left thigh. So feeling into your right hip joint. Just see how that feels. And you might stay here. You might gently press on the thigh with the right hand just to open that hip. Or you might take hold of the left thigh, interlacing fingers around. So just find that place where you can sit, breathe into it. That stretch in the hip. And you might take a different option to what you usually take, just feeling into how your hips feel in this moment. It might be that you straighten the left leg. It might be that you can interlace fingers around the shin. So just finding that place. Come back to your breath. Just flexing the toes on the right foot just to protect that knee joint, the right knee. So just breathing into it, adjusting as much as you need to. So once you've taken a few breaths, you might bring that left thigh in towards you a bit more, just to deepen the stretch. With the exhale, you might release the muscles around the hip, in the leg. Just allowing the body to sink deeper into the stretch. So stay with the slow, deep breaths, just signaling to your mind that you're safe. It's okay to be here. So see if you can notice any holding, gripping sensations. Maybe they release out, maybe they don't want to. Bringing that left foot back down. Let's bring the right foot down too. Just rocking the knees side to side. And then we'll take it to the left side. So that left ankle comes to the right thigh. It might feel really different on this side. So just finding again that position, whichever variation feels enough on this side. So maybe interlacing fingers. It might be that it's much more open on this side and you can grab the shin. So just feeding into your hips. Notice how they feel this morning. Just getting to know your hip joints. And again, coming to those slow, deep breaths. It can be quite an intense stretch, so just signaling to your mind with your breath. It's okay to be here. It can relax, it can release into that stretch. So adjusting, moving as much as you need to. That might be to make it more intense, that might be to make it less intense. Let's gently release down, release that right foot down. If you've lifted it, release the left foot. Let's have a rock of the knees. And then let's hug the knees back in again, give them a squeeze. And let's come into back bend. So taking feet flat to the floor, just check you can touch heels with fingertips. We're going to lift into bridge. So pressing the feet down, lifting the hips, press the hands down as well to help you lift. Maybe interlacing the fingers underneath you, or maybe bending at the elbows to support your lower back. So you might take your hands to your waist, making sure wrists are over the elbows. You might be interlacing the fingers, pressing that little finger edge in, just walking shoulder blades in towards each other. So pressing into the heels, lifting the hips up. Let the tailbone tuck under, chin into chest. Feel the breath coming in and out. Take one more big deep breath here, press into the heels. And then exhale to gently release down. Let's rock the knees again, side to side. And then let's come up one more time. So either to a bridge or to a wheel, if you have that in your practice. So checking in, you can touch heels with fingertips. And then lifting when you're ready to, taking whichever option with the arms you want to. That might be interlacing fingers. You might want to support your waist here just to keep you lifted. So coming to the back bend without having to use the thighs as much. So you're supporting yourself here if you feel like you want less in your legs. So lifting up, staying with the breath. You can lift your toes if you want to here to support your knees. So lifting your toes is going to engage the shin muscles, which will support the knees. Slow, deep breaths. One more breath here. And then let's slowly come down. Feeling into the spine as you lower. Let's rock the knees. And then hug them in. So give them a squeeze. You might want to have a roll from side to side. You might want to go in circles, just massaging out your back. And then let's come to inversions. So option if you're practicing headstands and you want to come into a headstand, feel free to do that. Or taking hands under the hips, so palms face down, we're going to lift the feet up. So stay here if this is what you feel like you need this morning. So go with that. Maybe take legs up the wall just so you can really relax. You can completely relax the whole body here. Or coming into shoulder stand, take the toes over the head. So you're swinging the toes over as you press the hands into the floor. So hips lift and you take hands to lower back. Walk the elbows in. Give yourself that strong foundation and then lifting the toes when you're ready to. So all that weight's going into the elbows rather than having to use the muscles to lift up your legs. So give yourself that scaffolding. So lifting up. If it feels like a lot of pressure in your neck, you can bring your feet slightly further away from you, so towards the back of the mat. To take the pressure out of the neck, or you might walk hands up the back to lift your hips higher. So have a play, have an explore if you've been practicing shoulder stand for a while. Take any leg variations you want to. So that might be small movements, it might be something much bigger. It might be that you're making big circles, you might be rocking hips side to side. Option to come to your candlestick if that's something you've been practicing. So taking the hands onto the thighs. I feel like it's not for me this morning. Only happens every so often. It's one of those strange poses. So you'll be working on bringing the weight into your shoulders. So you're taking hands to thighs. But go really careful. Stay with your breath. It might be just one hand at a time that you're working with, just to feel into bringing the weight into the shoulders. So let's bend the knees. Take the knees into the forehead. And then taking these either side of the head for ear pressure pose. So it might be that the knees come to the ears. You might bring shins and the tops of the feet to the floor behind you, but just again, feeling into your neck, just take it as far as feels comfortable. Don't force anything here. And then let's slowly start to roll down. So that might be with legs straight if you want to work your core. It might be with legs bent. Maybe hands come to the floor. You keep supporting your hips. Just feeling into it in your body. Taking whichever variation feels good. Take it all the way down. Let's hug the knees back in. Have a rock. And then let's come into fish. So we're going to take the legs straight again. Take the hands underneath the hips, palms down. And we're going to lift up. So tuck chin into chest, and we're going to lift up onto the elbows and the forearms. So you're lifting the chest this time. The hips are down. And then gently taking the head back. So just the top of the head comes to the floor. There's no weight in the head. The weight's in the elbows. You're opening through the chest. Top of the head lightly touching the floor. So releasing whenever you need to. This can be quite intense when you first start doing it. So just feeling into that. Opening through the throat, the chest. So this is the counter pose for shoulder stand. And then gently releasing the head. Take the hands up from underneath. Let's hug the knees back in again. And let's take one last twist. So let's hug the right knee in, straighten the left leg. We're going to take the knee over to the left side. So maybe scoot the hips across so you can come deeper into the twist. That right hand comes beside you. Looking to the right hand. And just with the breath on the exhale, releasing into the twist. Come back to center. Change sides, so hug in the left knee. Right leg is straight. Let's take that left knee over to the right side. Left hand out beside. Looking to that left hand. And just allow your body to relax into it as much as you can. Come back to center. Option here of a happy baby, or you can come straight into your Shavasana. So if you're coming to happy baby, take hold of the outsides of the feet, arms come inside the knees. Just gently bringing your feet towards you, but pushing your feet to the sky. Feel into your hips, you can have a rock. And then when you're ready to, let's release down. Grab any socks or blankets or anything you need. And just allowing your body to be heavy, to be supported. Let's take a big deep breath. So really filling up, and with your exhale, allow your body to sink as much as possible into the mat. Allow it to be as heavy as you can make it. Just focusing in on all the parts of the body that are touching the floor, all those contact points. Let your eyes close, and let's come back to a natural breath. Scanning through your body, just allowing each part to completely relax. So bringing your focus down to your toes. Let the toes, the soles of the feet, and the tops of the feet completely relax. Let your ankles relax. Your feet will flop out to the sides. Relax shins, calves, the knees and the backs of the knees. Feel your thighs and the whole of your pelvis completely relax. Relax your abdomen, your lower back, rib cage, collarbones, shoulders. Your upper arms relax, your elbows, forearms and wrists. And allow your hands to relax. Fingers, thumbs, palms and the backs of the hands. Feel into your neck. Let the back of your neck relax. Your throat, your jaw, and the tongue in your mouth. Feel all the muscles in your face relax. Release and relax your forehead, your scalp, your brain. Feel your whole body relax. So start to bring some movement into your body. You might rock your head side to side, wiggle your fingers and toes. And then hugging the knees in, give them a gentle squeeze. And then rolling onto your favourite side. And then in your own time, coming up to a comfortable seat. Bringing hands to heart center, eyes closed. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Taking thumb knuckles to forehead center. Namaste.